Alright, welcome to part 3 of our end-to-end design process. In this video, we're going to be covering turning a 3D model into a hyper-realistic rendering. And on top of that, with just a few clicks, we're going to turn that rendering into a beautiful 3D animation. In previous videos, we went from conceptual sketch to 3D model, and we have also covered how to turn any furniture into a 3D model that is fully textured into your Rhino model. So if you want to learn more about that, check out the linked videos. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. So we have a very simple Rhino scene ready to go, and we're going to be leveraging this new platform called Lovart. So in order to do so, we're first going to export our scene into the platform. So in order to get started, let's first take a screenshot of Rhino and bring it over to their platform. So in order to do so, I'm going to use the command view capture to clipboard. And this allows us to configure how we want to capture the scene. Right now, I'm just going to leave it the way it is, which is the viewport. But if you want specific resolution and aspect ratio, you can also choose that from here. But I'm going to go ahead and choose this and hit OK. And now it looks like nothing has happened, but the image data has been saved to your clipboard. So what you can do is head over to lovart.ai, and you can use the link in the description to go here. So on the left corner over here, I will click on New Project. And this will bring up a brand new canvas. Now you can almost think of it as like a Miro or Figma, where you can like arrange your workspace and look at things in a visual way. This comes supercharged with a whole bunch of AI features that makes your life a lot easier. So in this particular case, what I want to do is I want to take this Rhino screenshot and turn it into a hyper-realistic rendering. So I'm going to make sure to select the image and go over to the side over here and then type in. All right, and hit enter. And as you can see, there are many ways to customize your prompt as well. So for example, on the left side over here, it gives you the option to upload specific files so that you can reference like exact style or exact furniture that you want to use in your scene, or enable web search and so on. There are a bunch of like pre-made skills as well. So you can use any of these to like create videos and social media posts. So that's also useful. And right now we're using the agent mode, which empowers AI to make the judgments for you. But if you want to specifically tell AI to generate an image or generate a video, you can always choose these options as well. And on the right, you can also choose specific image or video models you want to use. So for example, right now it's set to auto, so everything has been selected and the AI makes the call on which model they're going to use. But if you disable that, you can actually specify which ones you want to use. But for now, auto seems to work pretty well, and they tell you exactly what thought process they go through to generate the results, so that's pretty cool. So as you can see over here, GPT image 2 is being used to generate this image, and GPT image 2 tends to take a little bit longer than Nano Banana, but I think the result can be a little bit more consistent. So let's see how this goes. Okay, awesome. Let's take a look at the result. Now, first off, as you can see, the result is looking hyper realistic. Like the lighting looks really nice and natural, and it was even able to emulate the pool water texture up here as well. And I like how it has gone ahead and taken the style of the couch that's in the foreground and applied it across the entire house as well. So everything looks really consistent. Now, here are some features that really sets Lovart apart from just using like Gemini or ChatGPT. So it allows you to reframe your image. So for example, you already have this rendering, right? Sometimes you just want to change the angle ever so slightly. And instead of going all the way from the beginning, you can actually reframe your images by using this feature. Whenever you select an image, you get an option to choose multiple angles. And you can go over to the camera section over here and then reposition your camera. And you can kind of see exactly how the camera will be placed in the next generated image. So for example, I want to place the camera slightly to the right and maybe look down slightly from where we are, and it'll automatically set up the rotation tilt to get that angle. And then once you hit run, this will go ahead and generate that view. So let's see how that goes. Boom, look at that. So you get a brand new view of the same room. And as you can see, all the elements are consistent. Like the console is still there, the couch is there, dining table, and everything is looking really good. And just like that, you're able to generate a different view of the same building. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, what's also really cool about this tool is that you're able to run multiple generations in parallel. So while this image is being generated, I'm going to go ahead and make some modifications to this particular image. Let's say, for example, I want to try a different version where the flooring is a different material, right? So I'm going to select this image and ask AI to swap out the floor material. And once you hit enter, AI will go ahead and start generating it. Let's take a look at this new image. Now, compared to the first one, as you can see, most of the elements are exactly the way they are, except the flooring has been updated. And doing this manually in Photoshop would have been so much work because you would have had to like crop out every single piece of furniture and think about the different shadows and interactions in terms of caustics. And that part is all skipped. And AI is able to just go ahead and brute force the whole thing. So I think that's pretty awesome. I know for a lot of interior designers out there, we all use mood boards. It's a really nice way to visually communicate, what the look and feel of your space is gonna be. But what if you could actually integrate all these materials into your renders directly? Now, traditionally, that would have been really difficult because you would have to like find all the 3D models, map all the textures into the 3D model, and then do the whole thing every single time you want to make any adjustments. But now you can do everything within the mood board itself. So check this out. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to here and click on skills and drag the little bar over here to the studio tab and choose interior design. And this basically brings up a template of skill that basically makes your AI specialized for the role that you're about to assign. And if you expand this, you can kind of see the structure of the prompt you have to type. So first I'm going to say and reference this image. So I'll let the AI know that this is the original image we're working with. And I'll select all the others. Okay, and once you hit go, you'll see that AI will be able to process these images in sequence. And this is almost as if you're giving instruction to a fellow coworker. And you can also see the thought process the AI goes through as well. So instead of jumping directly into the task, it's first going through each image and analyzing them to figure out what our intent might be. And you can kind of figure out the critical thinking that the AI is going through and make sure that they're on track before it goes ahead and generates anything. So let's first take a look. So it's correctly able to identify the original image, and the AI almost acts like an interior designer and makes all these decisions for you. So after looking at all these elements, it has made a decision that, travertine stone can be used as a feature wall or kitchen island, and the green subway tile can be used as the accent wall. So I didn't have anything specific in mind when I created this mood board, so I'm happy to go with the plan, but if you had something else in mind, you can always ask AI to adjust it. So you can continue to reprompt it, but I'm going to go ahead and choose generate it. So what I also really like about this process is that I didn't have to write down that whole paragraph of information. AI was able to ingest the images, analyze it, and turned it into a specific execution plan, which gets sent to image generation model. So this is going to improve the image generation a lot more than it would have otherwise. The image has been generated. Let's take a look. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of interesting things going on over here. The travertine has been applied to the back of the kitchen as a backsplash, as well as the island, and these little pendant lights have been added to the island, as well as the dining area. And we can see that the TV console has been replaced with the image that we have referenced. And I also like the placement of the little floor lamp. Okay, and at any given point, if you want to tweak any elements within the rendering, what you could do is use the touch edit feature. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and change the sofa. So the way you activate it is by clicking on the parts of the image that you want to edit while holding down Control or Command key. That basically creates these little markers that tells AI that you're providing instructions for these specific areas in the image. Okay, awesome. Let's take a look. So I don't know if you noticed, but in the prompt, I asked AI to choose just the sofa based on the other elements that are present in the image. And it went ahead and replaced those individual armchairs with this single sofa. And I feel like this sofa really fits the aesthetic of the house. It's got this stained wood base and nice buccal fabric for the seating. And you can iterate on this process infinite number of times. You can adjust any parts of the image and generate options and variations really quickly, all within the single application. Now, another really useful use case in architectural and interior design industry is adding people into the scene. And sometimes it's so much work to place them manually, and that literally takes forever. And we all understand the struggle of finding the perfect cutout people with the right angle and gesture and the perfect lighting that matches your scene. That's nearly impossible. So the second best thing was adding 3D models into your actual scene, but that also takes up a lot of manual work and that slows down your model. But what if you can use generative AI to add really natural looking people into your image without having to worry about finding the right model and finding people who are dressed perfectly for the occasion? So I'm going to go ahead and select this image and ask AI to add some people inhabiting the space. Okay, and boom, look at that. That looks perfect. So all the elements in the image has been preserved and they have simply added some people into the scene. And they're inhabiting the space very naturally. Now, can you imagine trying to find a cutout or 3D people that's gonna take exactly these positions? It'll be quite difficult to do something like that. But AI is able to execute that seamlessly. Now, last but not least, as a cherry on top, you can turn these into videos super easily. So for this, I'm gonna go over to video gen over here and upload our image as the first frame and ask AI to animate this scene. Alrighty, that took a little while, but it has been completed now, so let's take a look. This is such a nice touch. Now, adding the people, sure, that was achievable with a decent amount of effort before, but animating, that's something that traditionally took weeks of time of a lot of specialized labor. But now anyone can create that with a flick of their fingers, just like this. This is such a revolutionary technology and platform. So if you have a use case for this in your near future, for your schoolwork or your office work, I strongly encourage you to give this a spin and see how it integrates into your workflow. Okay, so thanks for sticking around through this long video. That was basically the end-to-end process. It took a lot of work and effort to put this together, so I really hope you found it useful. And if you appreciate the work I'm doing here, hope you will give us a like and subscribe so that you can see more videos like this in your feed. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.